somewhere in Podcastro Valley, Tim.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Hey, it's FF episode 2301 It's a Labor Day weekend.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
So that has gotten me thinking about work and how we work a lot. And this is Mike's Daily Podcast. We cover all kinds of things in your life. It's slow and fast. It's got stuff about like things that are important to you. And I deliver it in a way that no one can do because I'm Mike. And that's the end of the song. Was that good? I think it was stupendous.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Save space in internal storage by storing your pictures and videos on your SD. How did this happen?
Mike's
Did you go through
Daily
the wonderful
Podcast
world of updating your phone on what was it last night? There was a lot of what I heard Samsung phones were updating and thusly changing. Now you probably have an iPhone. It seems like more people are doing the iPhone thing. Although Apple got into some trouble with privacy issues. It had something to do with one of their apps, but you know, it's something to do with kids. But it's interesting how not even they, the mighty Apple, are immune from privacy issues. Everybody is like, hey, they sold my information. They sold me down the river. Those. So, hey, why don't we I know what the podcast picture is today. It's going to be, and I was trying to explain to someone the other day that this show has podcast pictures and has done so since the beginning. And I do it as a way to get into the show to kind of bring you a little piece of my life. And what you may have not heard, my life's been taken over by cats. I have become a cat lady, and I don't know why that is. I'm not a lady. Not that I know of. And that cats have taken over my backyard, so...
And here's today's podcast picture.
Being where I live in Podcastro Valley. So there is a picture there of Patches. The cat Patches, because he's got little patches of white and black. I should have called him Yin Yang, but that may not be appropriate. So, see that picture of Patches at MikesDailyPodcast.com. Rodler is the all-black cat, and he's fascinating. A lot more friendly than Patches. Patches is still very feral, very skittish, but he's warming up. And Basil would not approve of any of this. He's like, what is happening here? After I'm gone, you have cats? This is horrible. The late, great Basil the Boxer. Sorry, Basil. But Rodler, named after German beer, he actually slept on the bed last night. And, you know, and you would have said to me, Mike, maybe 15 years ago, would you ever get a cat again? I'd say no. But this cat's so darn nice. Now, Rodler was a feral cat. He was caught. He was taken to the shelter. He was going to be euthanized. And someone reached out to me and my girlfriend and said, hey, if you can take this cat, I will have the cat fixed. You just need to watch this cat, feed him, take care of his litter box and all that in his cage for the next 3 weeks. And this happened to coincide with a very busy time in my life where the station that I worked at absorbed 2 news stations. So suddenly I'm working with many, many more radio stations that I am typically working for and taking care of and building up and organizing, etc. And so it was a bit busy, but we persisted forward. We managed to somehow, my lovely lady friend was able to take care of this cat. And when the cat was released, he stuck around, and now he's our cat. So we thought, oh, you release a feral cat, he goes back into the wild, becomes feral. No, he got more and more friendly, and now he's sleeping on my bed. And when I go over to pet his head, he instantly starts purring. And I don't know, that is a way to help me relax, is when I hear a purring cat. And here are a couple other suggestions. Let me let you know that on Labor Day weekend, even though it's called Labor Day, we should not be laboring. We should be relaxing. We often forget to focus on the simplest, shortest, and one of the most restorative activities available to us, our breath. Yoga teachers know about it. They say take 5 deep breaths. As you do, notice the natural pause between your inhale and exhale, and then between your exhale and your next inhale, your body has a built-in break. Your body has a built-in break. So does that not tell you to take a break now and then? When you breathe, you actually have a break. Interesting. Break down. Go ahead and give it to me. That's right, I sing Tom Petty on this podcast. Release the tension in your jaw. Many of us carry tension in our jaw, often unknowingly. Oh, by the way, the last podcast, I had some interesting tips on how to get away from distractions, and that came from lifehack.com. This is from psychcentral.com. psychcentral.com. To loosen the tension, open your mouth wide for a half minute or so, breathing naturally through your nose. The nose. When you feel you've stretched a bit, allow your mouth to gently close. That's how you get rid of tension in your jaw. When you need rest and when you need to restore, you have to tend. Care, that means care with intention. It can take many forms. You can wash windows, get rid of unused and unloved items. I was vacuuming the other day. As we go outside a cafe anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley. I was vacuuming cafe anyway before you got here. Did you notice? No. I put my back into it. Okay, maybe there's a couple dust bunnies under one of the tables, but take a hot bath. You know what? I wish I could take a hot bath. My bath is not working at the moment. And you know what? There are times in my life where I didn't have a bath. And a lot of you don't have baths. You simply have the shower. But there's something so nice about a bath. Whenever I check into a hotel and they have a bath, I use it. I don't care how rushed I am, how tired I am, I take a bath. In a tub. Not just, in America we say take a bath and we mean take a shower, but we mean no, bath. Also, tend to your finances. You have to do that, but then also make sure you take a walk in the sunshine. Tending brings calm, order, and a deep reminder that you're cared for and that you're safe. Other suggestions are journaling. I am not a big fan of journaling, although this podcast is kind of a journal, but yes, it is helpful. Some prefer to jot down 1 or 2 lines about their day. It can be as simple as that. It teaches stress management. Other people like to write down what they're grateful for. When you're stressed, we tend to focus on everything that's going wrong, which makes it even harder to unwind. So, write down the top 3 good things that happened to you today and focus on that. Get clear on what you need to do. It's hard to unwind when our thoughts keep returning to our endless to-do lists. Get clear by sitting down for a few moments, making a list of what can be done today and in what order, and then let the rest go until the next day. Good old lists. But it is very helpful and can calm you down. Creating a bedtime ritual of calming yourself down to get ready. For identifying what you can and can't control. Getting clear also includes focusing on what you can and can't control. Think about precisely what you're concerned about. Then ask yourself, if I have control over it, if the answer is no, and often it is, let go. If the answer is yes, then what can you do is the question, and then move on. There's also using visualization. We've talked about that before. That's kind of, I don't want to get too into that. You can Google visualization and that get more into it that way. It's hard to talk about visualization when I'm on a podcast and you can't actually see it and visualize it in your mind. It's just better if you do the Google thing. Support someone else. Sometimes the quickest way to unwind is to focus on someone other than ourselves and listen to them. What emotions are they communicating? Listen intently to their concerns. Be in nature. Focus on the present moment. Take a 20-minute cat nap. Savor scents. Really enjoy smells. Have nice smelling things like candles and whatnot, or maybe a nice hand gel. Figure out what works for you. All of that from psychcentral.com. When you're feeling stressed at work or when you're out and about, just escape to the bathroom, close your eyes, breathe in for a count of 3, breathe out for a count of 3. Repeat this 3 or 4 times. Breathe normally for several minutes and tell yourself, I'm relaxed and energized. That's an interesting tip, too. Great tips. So we're outside a cafe anyway, and that was psychcentral.com. And there, I just wanted to let you know that you need to do these things this weekend. Because you can be stressed, and we need to let go of that. You know what stresses me out is when someone listens to my podcast while I'm standing there. Someone said, Alexa, play Mike's Daily Podcast. And suddenly I'm listening to the Distractions podcast, the last one. I'm like, oh no. Oh no. So, and then I'm complaining about people talking to me about speakers, speakers that listen to stuff with, and big speakers, small speakers, JBLs, Boses. And then as I'm saying this, the guy who's listening to my podcast starts talking to me about JBLs and Boses. Is that not meta? I think it is meta. Very meta as a meta of fact. But thank you for listening to this podcast. Just hopefully I'm not standing right there while you're listening to it, because that would be a little awkward. Look who's outside a cafe anyway. Hi, Mac. It's Benita the Rodeo Queen. How you doing?
It's a Disgruntled Fiddle Player. Tell you what.
What?
I'm in your podcast right now, and you're standing in front of me. Do you feel awkward?
Well, no, because we're actually in the process of the podcast, so no. Look who else is here.
Hello, Mike. I make the delicious root beer. Answer right now and relax.
Thank you. I want to drink it.
Drink it right now. I'll cut you.
Oh my gosh, the pressure. Now I'm stressed again. Very good. Hey, I'm going to a birthday party today, so happy birthday out to Robert. Also, don't forget tomorrow Sundays is my radio show from 9 to 4, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. There's a link at MikesDailyPodcast.com. And I'm also going to be on Labor Day as well during those same hours, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Playing some great classic hits. So enjoy that, won't you? And check it out at MikesDailyPodcast.com. And you can chime in about anything we covered today. 336MM Daily, 3 plus 3 equals 6. MM is a Mike Matthews Daily, as in what this podcast tries to do, but gets interrupted constantly by things. I want to go to another mixer that I'm invited to that I didn't get to go to last time. Mixer. And I don't think that's the actual name, and I keep saying it wrong. But you know. Oh, speaking of which, this has nothing to do with mixers, but speaking of which, Steve Martin Short, they're best friends or whatever. I guess you could combine their names to make Steve Martin Short, and Selena Gomez. They're in some kind of Hulu show where they're in. So here's how much you have to suspend your disbelief. A, that Selena Gomez would hang out with those two scary old guys. B, and I'm a scary old guy myself, but just saying. B, what's Selena Gomez doing in this? They should have gotten somebody who was like Martin Short and Steve Martin's age. I don't know why they had to skew the younger thing, because nobody who's Selena Gomez's age is going to watch this. Then D or F or whatever letter I'm on, they are fans. The three of them are fans of a podcast, supposedly, during this show. Completely unbelievable. And then the way that Martin Short and Steve Martin are trying to record a podcast, they have no concept of what a podcast is. It is annoying. They just heard, oh, what's the latest thing? Oh, it's podcasts. Oh, let's put podcasts into this. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm Martin Short. I'm Steve Martin. Oh, Martin Short. Anyway, who's gonna walk you through the dark side of the morning? It ain't me. Nah, 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 nah. Because the show is over. Next show, it'll be the wonderful Chamel. I did a little French for you there. Did you enjoy it? Chamel? No, it'll be Madame Rootabega, Valentino, and Bison Bentley. And you can chime in and tell me what you think. 336MM Daily, 3 plus 3 equals 6. MM as in Mike Matthews Daily, as in what this podcast has in its name.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MikesDailyPodcast.com. Email Mike now at MikesDailyPodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!